So we're in Fresno, California. We came out to repair a leaking irrigation valve. Honestly, the only problem with this is, well, a couple things that I'm not particularly fond of. One, they made a transition. They used a Schedule 80. So this is a threaded. I mean, Schedule 80 is great. Don't get me wrong. So that fitting is great, except for it's female threads in here. And so you can see over here on the pipe, you've got male copper going over to female. And that's just the wrong way to do it. Any kind of plastic, you want to do male threads into copper, into iron pipe, into brass. The reason being is with plastic, the more you tighten it down, the more chances you're going to split the fitting. Well, the problem wasn't over here, so this was fine. They didn't over tighten it. Problem is they went from plastic, instead of just putting the valve right here, they went from copper over to plastic, and then put a fitting back on, put a gate valve on, and then another adapter, and then turned down and tied in over here with the irrigation. So it's fine. I'm sure it lasted for, the length of the home. It's 2012, so 7 years rolls by and it's fine. Well, it starts dripping and you're ready to sell your home and it's got to be repaired. So we noticed as soon as we cut this, we cut it right down here, back to that Schedule 40 is existing pipe. All the Schedule 80 here is ours, brass valves ours, and then of course the copper fitting, that's yours. But so as soon as we cut it, we went to turn it, this was completely loose. It was only threaded in about a third to, well, maybe 3/4 of what you could tighten it. It was tightened that much, so they just didn't tighten it enough. That's all. When they put this fitting on, it was loose. Same thing on this side. It was loose, and of course one side of the valve, that's where the leaking was going on. So it was just hand tight. It's like they took it and turned the valve by hand, and then turned this fitting by hand, and then glued it together. Like I say, it'll last for a while, but eventually that water's going to find its way out of there. So it was dripping. Anyways, that's all the old parts sitting right there. And so all we did back here is we just cut the sprinkler line wire going down there. It was all strapped to the 2-inch copper coming up here. So we just cut it all loose so that we could work on it. Took all the tape off that was down there. You can see it's wrapped with 10 mil tape down there all the way up. So we took the tape off, cut it. So our scope of work, what we've done today, just this is existing 1-inch male copper adapter. We went ahead and give you a brand new shutoff valve. That's Watts, so they're a leading manufacturer. We use these on our water heater installs and whatnot. So a full port, quarter turn valve, which means quarter turn on, quarter turn off. I can't show you how it functions right now because we need to let the glue dry over here. We don't want the house is back on. So, but the quarter turn on, quarter turn off, you can see right here, and it's labeled. You can see it says on and off. So pretty self-explanatory. If you take this valve and crank it over this way, then it's on and then off, so no big deal. And then we like to use Schedule 80 when we tie in PVC that's above ground, and so because it's a little bit thicker, it's very durable. It's as thick as galvanized iron pipe, so very durable product right here. So it's a threaded on one side, threaded in, and of course glued here. So glued in, Schedule 80/90. Schedule 80 pipe, Schedule 80 coupling. So all of our stuff is great, so it's tied in, it's pretty bulletproof. Unless someone came over here and really tried to stand on it or kicked it real good, something fell on it, you're going to cause some damage, and that's going to be mainly in the Schedule 40. I highly doubt you're going to damage the brass or the Schedule 80, but it could translate down here. You've got 90s and T's down below soil that tie into your sprinkler valves, and so you could fracture something down there. But anyways, I want to give you a picture of this before we wrap up. We're going to go ahead and put some more tape on. Sitting right here, we got the 20 mil tape, or 10 mil tape is going to go back on, then of course a little electrical tape to strap this wire back to it, and we'll take another video when we're done. So still here in Clovis, California, we already took a video of the repair we did. We took a video of all the parts that came out, where it was leaking. They, for some reason, went from copper to plastic to brass, back to plastic, and just too many transitions and things were leaking there. So that's all resolved. Right now the water is back onto the home. That's the existing copper fitting, the male adapter right there. Brand new Watts ball valve, which we showed you in the first portion of this video. And then, of course, we showed you Schedule 80 PVC, Schedule 80/90, Schedule 80 PVC, and then a Schedule 80 coupling. So we did get this wrapped like we said we would. You can see down below all the existing PVC, at least on the pressure side. That's all wrapped on the sprinklers. That's not our work. But over here, same thing up to the point of connection. You can see the new tape. So that's 10 mil. It's wrapped, and the reason for it, you got UV light and it breaks down the pipe. So that's all wrapped just like it was. And then of course, sprinkler wire was hanging out in the breeze. So a little bit of electrical tape. Tape back same way it was. So that's good. So everything is good out here. We'll get you a document today. It'll say what we did, what you paid. Also, there'll be a clickable link to a YouTube video that'll document the work for you. You can hand that in to your people for closing on the home. Outside of that, this installation is done.